Hello everybody, my name is Mike Plays on My Cafe Plays, your ever takes fancy, and welcome back to another episode of Team Fortress 2 Runabout. This is pre-recorded because I'm basically going to be talking about E3, which has just been and gone. I didn't see all of them. I missed out on the Bethesda one and the Nintendo one, so I'm just going to talk about what I did see. To start off with, there was the EA one. They tried to do something new where they had the conference in two locations sort of at the same time. It didn't really work. You sort of had one in America and one in London, and it was just a bit unimpressive, to be honest. They did show some games. They showed Titanfall 2, and I didn't really like that. It's kind of good that they've got a single player, mainly because the last one didn't have a single player. I didn't really play the Titanfall game, so I don't really have any firm reference. But apparently that was lacking a single player thing to really explain the world. They did Madden and FIFA like they usually do. I didn't really care about either of those, so I just sort of fell asleep or went for a pee when that happened. What else did they do? They did a lot of Star Wars. They didn't really do a lot of Star Wars. They just sort of said, "We're making Star Wars," and showed a bunch of behind the scenes stuff for Star Wars, which is cool, but it would be good to actually see what they've actually been doing rather than just, we're making Star Wars, don't worry guys, we're making Star Wars. And that's all I can really remember from that. I kind of missed the Bethesda one, unfortunately. The only things I remember from the Bethesda sort of a little video I watched from Pro Gerard, which was basically him saying similar thing I'm doing now. All I know is the big things that came out of that was they're doing sort of a remake of Elder Scrolls. Doing a Legend of Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Didn't really like the original. It was okay, but I kind of just rushed through it towards the end. And they're also doing basically a half-told Elder Scrolls game. So that's kind of a thing everyone's doing, because that's sort of what they're doing. But I'll move on to the Microsoft one. The Microsoft one started off with Gears of War. Didn't really like Gears of War. It didn't really want me to play it again. I played the Gears of War stuff, and it's just sort of killing the shit out of giant monsters and giant bugs and stuff. It's very 90s, but it's just nothing that I really want to get into. They're also doing a character from Gears of War in Killer Instinct. That doesn't really impress me either, to be honest. I don't really care or understand why he's there. I don't even remember who he was. They just sort of showed him, and I was like, who's this? They're also doing Dead Rising 4. I will probably be getting that when it comes out, because I actually liked the Dead Rising series. Although I've heard that it's just basically Dead Rising 1 in Christmas time, which does actually sound pretty good. I wouldn't actually mind seeing what they're doing with that. They're also doing Gwent as their own game. I don't remember if that one was in the Microsoft one or if it was in another one. I think it might be in another one, but I don't remember which one it was in. But I'm sort of adding it here because I have a weird card game thing on my mind for some reason. They also showed a bit more of Scalebound. I didn't really care about Scalebound when it first came out last year. It sort of looked okay, but the whole having a big battle with an epic boss with your headphones on kind of confuses me. Because, if you're basically in a giant fight with a giant monster and you got your headphones blaring music in your ear, I don't think you're going to be able to hear the giant monster swinging his foot around your back of you. But who knows, it could look good. Their coverage was pretty good overall. It was alright. It had some ups and downs. That was until the Sony one came out. But we'll get to that one later. Next in line, the Ubisoft one sort of started rough, really weird. It had Just Dance 2017, which was just full of random characters, not from the game, but just sort of random dancers. Like you had a guy in a giraffe suit, some weird Harlequin looking girls, and then Alicia Tyler walked on stage. I'm not a big fan of Alicia Tyler. but she was just a host, so I didn't really pay attention to her that much. It was just sort of oh look, it's Alicia Tyler, hooray! Lastly, we had, well, not lastly. Next, they kind of showed a bit of a new game from the Tom Clancy series, where you are basically this bunch of like CIA agents, and is basically what happens if you team up and work together to take out this lieutenant of a drug ring or something along those lines. It looks pretty good, but I really don't think I'm going to be getting it, mainly because I don't necessarily have that many friends who play that sort of game. They did some stuff with The Division. Basically, they're giving everyone 3 outfits. That seems really a bad thing. I think they're doing some DLC for it as well. I don't know what it is. I think it's just sort of like another part of the city, but I don't care because I don't really want to play The Division again. It's just not really bad. I did miss the... What did I miss? I missed the South Park part, unfortunately, because I had to move from another computer to another computer. But I watched the trailer on YouTube and it looks actually really good, so I'll probably be getting that when it comes out. They did some stuff on the Assassin's Creed movie. I don't care about the Assassin's Creed movie. I'm not going to be seeing it. Then they also did sort of a weird hacking thing where the Watch Dogs 2 thing came on. I didn't like Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 1 kind of sucked. It was basically a really gruff protagonist and a really one-dimensional one. He sounded extremely gruff voice. It was kind of a thing in that whenever it came out. I don't remember when it came out. It just wasn't really good. It was kind of fun to mess around with the world, but that was about it. Watch Dogs 2 just looks like the exact same thing, but with a different guy. And they're also making a movie of Watch Dogs for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. And then at the end, they basically showed a new IP they've got, which is essentially a snowboarding game. It's literally just a free roam snowboarding game where you can, I don't know, just have a snowboard or have some skis and go down a fucking mountain. It looked really stupid. I don't know why. It just looked extremely awful, and I was like, this is the worst thing they could have done. Why have they done this? Why did they spend so much money to doing this? I don't know. And anyway, to end things off with the last thing I saw, because I unfortunately missed the Nintendo one, but I'll be watching that probably. I'll probably seen it after you've seen the actual video. But they did a Sony one. Well, not they did, but the Sony one happened. It started off really strong. Started off with God of War, God of War 4 or Dad of War. After all the video is just basically sort of Kratos teaching his son how to hunt. I liked it, but the only problem was I'm hoping it's not going to be sort of a Last of Us with a God of War skin, because it kind of made me think that's what it's going to be. It might not be. It might be something completely different, so who knows. Crash is back, as in Crash Bandicoot. He's coming back into Skylanders. I'm not going to be getting Skylanders just for him. I think they're doing like a separate model for Crash Bandicoot, and if they do that, then I'll definitely pick that up. But if it's one of those you have to buy it for the PlayStation exclusive, then I don't really care. They're doing the original Crash Bandicoot games on the PlayStation Store. May pick those up. I don't know. It depends how much they are. I think they might be something like £8 or $10, depending on where you are. I don't know how money's differences. I might be screwing that up a bit. Not the last thing. I'm trying to think they did. I can't remember what else they did. Other than that, they did a lot of good stuff. They had Kojima in there showing off his new. Well, it's just basically Silent Hill, to be honest. Which looked really interesting and weird. They did a new Resident Evil 7. Probably not going to be getting that, but the trailer really freaked me out. I actually took off my headphones when it started because I thought it was going to be full of jump scares in it, but it wasn't, so I'm a massive wuss for doing that. They did a weird thing, did the Sony one. They sort of showed games, and that was it. Instead of it being like the other conferences, which was basically, here's a game, let's talk about it. They just basically went game, which was actually pretty good because I actually just went from one game to another. One of the things they showed was The Last Guardian. I'm not really a big fan of The Last Guardian. It looks alright, it looks really pretty. I'm probably not going to be getting it. I might just watch some people play it on YouTube instead. It'd probably be much more interesting. The last thing they showed, which is the new IP, was it's kind of I think it's called Days Gone. I might be wrong about that one, but it's literally just bikers in a sort of Fallout 4 post-apocalypse world. It looks really cool, but then they kind of ruined it at the end of the game, end of the conference, where it was one of those. I thought it was just going to be you running around as a biker in the world when everything's dead, but no, it turns out there's fucking zombies everywhere, and that was just like, oh great, zombies. Not like we've seen those in, I don't know, every game ever. So that's basically what I thought about that. And that's about all I saw. I'm probably going to be watching the Nintendo one after this. But that depends if I can find it anywhere. I might be watching it when I'm uploading this. But thank you very much for watching. I hope me actually putting up images that make sense when I'm doing that actually works. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm going to be doing Mini-Mac draws hopefully tomorrow. I might do that. I don't know. I might do some gameplay. I'm definitely going to be doing Hearthstone this week. But who knows. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, where I'll be doing something completely different. There will be a speed out coming out this week. I've skipped out on speed outs this week because work has been kind of an asshole because we're extremely short-staffed. But till then, I will see you guys in the next episode. So see you guys then.